Mr. Hamstrad, really nice to see you. And why don't you proceed? They will pull up your presentation.
Okay, good afternoon, Chair Bronzy and commissioners. My name is Ray Heimstra, and I'm Associate Director of Programs at Orange County Coastkeeper. Coastkeeper has significant concerns about this project and opposes it as proposed. We have detailed our concerns in a comment letter that I hope you've all had a chance to review. The letter covers 4 issues that we want to highlight today. The city wrongfully characterizes the unsuitable sediment as harmless. The 1-foot interim cap does not adequately account for bioturbation. The alternatives analysis was inadequate, and the city has not developed an adequate sediment monitoring plan. On the first issue, the sediment is clearly not harmless or would be disposed of on the beach or for replenishment or disposed of offshore. This highly contaminated sediment is going into a CAD for a good reason. It's a threat to the public and the environment otherwise. I'll now turn this over to my team members for further details. Next slide, please.
Two minutes, yes, please. And then 2 for our last idea. Yes. Gotta keep you on your toes. Yes, hi, I'm Michaela Class. Thank you, Ray, for the introduction to our points. I would like to make a quick note that for a more technical look at these points, I'd like to refer everyone to the report written by Dr. Rogers, which was attached to our latest comment letter. We are concerned that the 1-foot interim cap will not prevent reintroduction of benthic organisms to the site or their subsequent exposure to the contaminants, and increasing the cap by another 1/2 foot is also insufficient. Another point is that the addendum mentions that the covering of the cap will be effective to cover the contaminants for 1 to 2 years, but the plan is already set for 2 years and could be delayed for any number of reasons. And this is especially concerning because the species likely living in the harbor now do burrow deeper than the proposed interim cap thickness. So for example, the tube dwelling anemone burrows more than 3 feet, and the city failed to determine all of the common organisms even living in the harbor. It is important that this project take a step back and reevaluate this concern over the reintroduction of contaminants into the food chain. We're also concerned about the public dumping period and exposure of recreational waters to these unknown contaminants. Are residents being held to the same permit standards? Are they required to use silk curtains and undergo Caulerpa sampling? These are critical steps in habitat protection that are worth your time and consideration. Next slide, please. And I'd like to take the remaining time and give it to Ashlyn Wong. Thank you.
Billy, restart the clock at 2. There you go. Please proceed.
Thank you for that, Michaela. Hi, commissioners. Once again, my name is Ashlyn Wong, and I will be focusing on the faults of the sediment management plan for the CAD. First of all, the numbers in the plan for building the Newport CAD seem to be continually changing and can be very confusing to the reader. For example, the volume of the interim cap layer in the staff report and that in the addendum have a difference of about 600 cubic yards that are not accounted for. Also, the final amount of sediment proposed to be put into the CAD is greater than the capacity of the CAD itself. The city dismissed this issue by saying the plan was designed for a 10% contingency to account for this. However, if the space is already being used, then there is essentially no contingency plan. Additionally, the numbers relating to this project are ones that have not even gone through a complete NEPA analysis. Second of all, there is no reason to rush this process of finding a solution of what to do with the dredge material. The contaminated sediment is already present in the harbor, so it is not like this project needs to start immediately. So instead, we should be considering long-term solutions for this unsuitable sediment rather than just burying it. This is important because contaminating our waters is something that can not only affect us, but also future generations. And lastly, we feel that the city should consider more alternatives to this plan as well. For all these reasons, Orange County Coastkeeper requests that the CAD project proposal be rejected. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ms. Novak, if you and your crew could come up, and what order did you want your group to go?
Thank you, Chair Brownsley. We let your staff know earlier, we were going to be 2 people speaking for the 5 minutes. We are now going to be one. One of us got stuck on a boat. And so he'll be speaking as a private citizen. So it's just
So,
me.
so it's just you, so you have 2 minutes. No, you don't get 5 minutes with one person. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you very much. So Kim Lawan Martin, and I am here representing Friends of Newport Harbor and a citizen whose family lives in and uses Newport Harbor. Thanks for allowing us the opportunity to be heard and for your careful consideration of this matter. And on my 20 plus years as an environmental lawyer, I have to say I've never seen such a massive project with such significant consequences for human health and our marine environment be based on such minimal, inadequate, and faulty science. We echo the concerns just expressed by Orange County Coastkeeper and won't, in the interest of time, go over them again now. But as detailed in our comment letters, the city proposed this CAD based on this faulty and inadequate sampling. And despite our consistently ringing the alarm bell, neither the city nor the government agencies since have asked the city to go back and do the testing that was and is required according to the Army Corps capping guidance document to ensure safety to human health and the marine environment. This is especially critical given the new information coming out almost daily about how much worse our DDT problem is off the California coast. Please don't let prior mistakes by the city's testing that led to uninformed decisions lead to even more uninformed decisions based on the same erroneous testing. We are not asking you to reject the project because it is sitting in front of people's homes, as the city would have you believe, or certain people's homes. We are asking you to reject this project just for the time being, simply to order the city to go back and do the legally proper scientific testing and then make decisions based on that proper testing, as you wisely asked to have done for Half Moon Bay earlier today. It's honestly not a lot to ask for, and we just cannot understand why there has been so much resistance to doing what common sense and this required guidance document testing mandates. There has never been a CAD proposed for such an intensely recreational harbor. If you could go to slide 13 or slide. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay.
Hello, Mandy. Excuse me. Hello, Mandy Sackett with Surfrider Foundation. Surfrider stands with Orange County Coastkeeper and share the concerns with all those who have spoken today. We oppose the confined aquatic disposal and as proposed by the city, and we ask you to deny this today. By denying this project, you will push innovative solutions for dealing with legacy contamination and ultimately improve water quality in the bay. If this sediment is not toxic, then why won't the federal government accept it for offshore disposal? The city's insistence that this sediment is not toxin is brazen and irresponsible, and it's a strong indicator that they're not taking this matter seriously. This is the type of dismissive attitude that allows the status quo to persist and prevents a precautionary approach to our health and the health of our coast, and it prevents adequate cleanup of legacy contamination. So again, just echoing and sharing the concerns of all those here today, and your decision is critical for the safe handling of contaminated sediment here in Newport and across California. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to try Allison Presta again, and then following that will be Ira Beer, Jennifer Novak, and